Hi everyone, it's Evan here from the Trade Risk on Monday, March 6th. We're intraday right now, and I just wanted to point out a few trade ideas. Some of these names aren't ready just yet. They're consolidating, but they're in some pretty nice patterns. Market's been pulling back over the past few days, so I'm waiting for things to sort of settle in, build that watch list, and here's a few of the names that I'm looking at. So the first is Dow Chemical. I think we've talked about this one many times in the past. It's had, ever since breaking out from this long-term base here back in late 2016, you can see it's kind of stair-stepped higher. It goes through these periods of about 5 to 7 days of consolidation. Then you see these big expansion bars higher. It's happened a few times over the past just couple of months or even throughout February. And today you can see it's trying to lift, ignoring the market weakness, and it's actually potentially trading at, or will close at, all-time closing highs here at Dow Chemicals. So something to pay attention to. Nice high tight base, maybe a little inverted head and shoulders there if you're looking on the hourly time frame. So that's one thing you can pay attention to. The next is Square. Square's been a pretty monster move over the past late half of 2016 into 2017. It's trading just underneath all-time highs, and you can see it's pulled back now about 6 days from these highs. This was off of earnings. We saw some big volume, this gap higher, so it's cooled off a bit. Some of these fast-moving averages have caught up to it. Maybe, could it come in back here and fill this gap? It's possible, but so far it looks like it's trying to hang in here above this immediate earnings day session right now, above these lows. So keep an eye on it, see if it can break this trend line. This is something that could start to continue to move higher here in this uptrend. Next is Alibaba. There's a lot of eyes on this one here, and it still is in a pretty actionable pattern. If we look at the weekly time frame, you can see all these tails. It's struggling to get above this 103, but it isn't doing a whole lot wrong either. It's just kind of high tight basing here when you're looking at the weekly time frame. So I like it as long as it's above $100. I think it can still kind of consolidate, move sideways in this range, and I'd be more interested in either trying to play a breakout above 104, or if I can get a clean entry around 100 for some type of reversal back into the upper end of that range. That'd be something that would interest me there in Alibaba. Next is Allison Transmissions. This is ALSN. This is one that's also been on the move here for the past 3 or 4 months, and it's recently consolidated off of highs. It's filled this gap in here, and you can see not quite ready yet. It is finding some support today. And just keep an eye on this trend line. It's a nice high tight kind of basing pattern in a prior leading stock, and it's something that's just off of its all-time highs. And then finally, OKE. This is one that I talked about in our weekly newsletter that went out yesterday. You guys can sign up for that on the website. This one here, really nice looking weekly structure pattern here. You can see it's an oil and gas name. It's been moving ever since the lows here from 2016 in a strong uptrend. And recently it's gone through about 8 or so weeks of consolidation. Take a look at last week's volume. You can see a nice uptick in volume as it moved up about 6%, broke through some resistance. On the daily time frame, it's a little extended. You can see it's up 5 days in a row, so maybe not the best right here to chase. But again, this is something for your watch list, something that you may look at in a couple of days if it comes back to 55, holds this trend line, and then starts to lift higher again. I think you have a nice sort of weekly backdrop here in OKE. So hope these ideas are useful for you. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a great rest of the week trading. And don't forget, if you do like these videos, you want to stay up to date with our latest ideas and analysis, do subscribe to our YouTube channel in the bottom right-hand corner. Thanks so much, and talk to you again soon.